Hey, nWBros, it's time for a WCW Flashback with Big Kev and Karlifornia.
Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode here of WCW Flashback in conjunction with the nWBros podcast here. Episode 2 right here, we are looking at Bash at the Beach 1995. We're doing WCW Flashback every now and then to look at things that happened in WCW before the NWO. I'm, of course, one of your hosts here, Karlifornia, alongside my other host here, fresh off a nice little nap. It's Big Kev.
Yeah, I thought a little power, like half an hour, would help me bring in the enthusiasm for the show today. So I thought I needed it.
Very good, bro. Yes, I had dinner and I ate about 20 dumplings, so I knew I needed to have a shower to try and avoid my food coma and liven myself up. But you know what? It's not going to be hard to be livened up to cover this show here, Big Kev. Bash at the Beach 1995, July 16th, 1995, on Huntington Beach. 9,500 fans, and the tagline for this show was an event so hot they had to put it on the beach. Very nice. So yes, as I said before, like we're covering things every now and then of prior to the New World Order, and you know, this is a year before the NWO, come to be. Episode 1, we looked at 1994's Bash at the Beach when Hogan made his in-ring debut. So we're just doing it again, but this time going a year later. So before we crack on with it, Big Kev, the buy rate for this pay-per-view.
Oh, here we go.
So, you know, this, a little fun fact here, Bash at the Beach 95, Big Kev, was the last WCW pay-per-view to take place before the Monday Night War era began.
Oh, cool. Because I had a little note on like later on in my notes. It was like, has Nitro started yet? Like,
yeah, no,
okay.
Starts in September 95, I believe. So we're what, July? So yeah, you know, fucking
It's getting there.
2 months away. So yes, the buy rate at this point in time, 180,000 buys for Bash at the Beach 1995. So people were clearly keen to check this out. And of course, prior to the pay-per-view beginning at this time in WCW, they had the TV show WCW Main Event, which would air before the pay-per-views and be somewhat of a pre-show. So we'll crack on with WCW Main Event, which had 3 matches. And the first match saw Johnny B. Bad taking on Chris Kanyon, who was a rookie at the time. Big Kev, what did you think of this 2-minute and 3-second match here?
Yeah, it was interesting to see Kanyon. None of his moves or anything he was doing was Kanyon. It was he was just wrestling like, I guess, an enhancement talent here to. Just a little enhancement match for Johnny B. Bad, but it was interesting seeing Kanyon. He didn't look as tall as he normally does because he's just quite a big guy, but he didn't seem as big here for some reason. I'm sure he's the same height, but I don't know why he just didn't look. Or maybe Johnny B. Bad's taller than I think he is.
Right.
Yeah, a little quick match here. It's interesting to see Kanyon in this early stage.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, look at this, a young rookie Chris Kanyon.
I had no idea he was around at this time. I thought it was way later on.
Fresh out of the power plant, apparently. We've got Eric and Dusty on the call for the main event show as well. I thought Kanyon made Johnny B. Bad look awesome. And the dive that Johnny B. Bad did to the outside on Kanyon, he cross-bodied him and they went off the platform onto the beach. I thought that was fucking crazy. Especially for a pre-show match.
I had to laugh at the bit where with Johnny B. Bad put Kanyon. He's got the sand. His sand's all over his back, and he's in the ring taking bumps with sand in his back. That would have
hurt. Yeah, that would have been annoying. Defeats Mark Starr in 1 minute and 25 seconds. Big Kev.
I'm not sure what the reason is why Hawk's wrestling by himself at this point, but I remember to be by himself. Said. Have you got any insight why?
I actually do. I actually have a little note here.
I knew you would.
I was wondering why he was in a singles match. So Animal injured. He had a back and spinal injury in
Oh,
1992, and he was on the injured list for 3 years. So Animal didn't
holy
wrestle
shit!
for
I didn't
three
realize that at
years.
all. Eh?
I didn't
That's
know that.
crazy.
I didn't know that either, but I think that was during a time where Hawk went to Japan and teamed with, I think, Kensuke Sasaki, or I think that's his name. And they were like the new kind of Road Warriors for a bit there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Animal's still out throughout
Do you
1995.
think
So
do you think this is the period of time where the Road Warriors kind of lost a bit of steam? As in
Hmm,
before this, they were looked at as, kind of mythical. Like they were the Road
yeah,
Warriors, like they were kind of unbeatable in a way. They were, winning titles everywhere and just some intimidating
yeah.
some blokes. But yeah, maybe this 3 year layoff here kind of like they lost and they kind of got a little bit lost in the shuffle in the attitude area a little bit, would you say?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, interesting.
I don't know what it is about the Road Warriors. Like they were always super over, but it was almost like after a little bit of their run, it was almost like it started to get a little bit old, so then they'd have to go jump ship to the other company to be fresh and exciting again, and then it kind of get a little bit old, and then they'd move back over to the other side of the fence. And I only say that because, like, when they were the LOD 2000 in the Attitude Era, clearly like they were trying to evolve them maybe as characters because they were, I guess, just did the same thing all the time. Not that I had a problem with it, but
Maybe they had to do the kiss, whereas they took the face paint off, wrestled as Hawk and Animal just themselves, changed their character, and then when you put the paint back on later down the track, it would have been everyone would be like, yes, this is what we want to see. So yeah, I don't know.
right. Well, well, that might have been an interesting idea. But let's get to the main event here of main event. Dirty Dick Slater and Bunkhouse Buck of the Stud Stable, with Colonel Robert Parker. They defeat Marcus Bagwell and Alex Wright in 3 minutes 27 seconds. Anything to say here, Kev?
Yeah, this has implications for the triangle match later on. I think Slater and Bunkhouse get a title shot from this. I think.
Oh, right. They'll get
I
one
heard I heard
bigger.
something like that on the later match. But then we had Vader come out at the end of this and just clean house. That was a pretty stiff shot in Bagwell when he was on the floor. He kind of just hooked him, and that looked rough. And all these guys were coming out and he was just cleaning them up. Um, Man, I feel sorry for them.
I don't recognize any of them.
No, I was trying to like, who's that? Who's that? Because it's so pixelated as well. Because it's not,
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
who's that? Who's that? Yeah, but those poor guys, like, hey, you're working tonight. Oh, great. What am I doing? You're going out there and Vader's going to just fuck you up.
Fuck you up, yeah.
Uh,
But you know what I thought when I saw this? I thought, when was the last time you saw a big man come out and kill several guys? Like,
yeah.
just when? Like, I could see a Bronson Reed maybe doing something like that or whatever, but you know, these days, guys that big can't destroy little guys because they have to have 50-50 matches.
It's
Nerd.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, we get to the opening of Bash at the Beach 1995. John Williard
Hey,
opening the
excuse me.
show.
I'm just gonna just step in there. It's actually Slim Jim's Bash at the Beach
Oh,
95.
sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Slim
mate.
Jim's
So
Bash at the Beach. They are the sponsor, yes. And look at this venue, Kev, right on the beach. What are you thinking of them putting the show just smack
well,
dab in the middle of
My
Huntington?
my first note here is Huntington Beach. What a spectacle, with all the
Yeah.
people and just this the event. I love events like this when you see them, the above view and look how many people and the vibe and yeah, I really dig this. They don't do this enough.
I agree. Like I love where WCW will do shows like a Spring Break or even like Road Wild, Hog Wild. Like it was, I don't know, I like them doing it outdoors and doing it in a different kind of way, or like WrestleMania 9, at Caesar's Palace. It's just they need to try and do that a bit more often, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, first match of the show here, United States Championship on the line here. Sting against Meng. I believe they had tournament for the United States Championship where these two faced off in the finals at the Great American Bash 95. And I guess this is like the rematch. So great little hype package there for Meng. John Williard.
Kind of creepy,
Yeah.
creepy
And
package.
my friend John Williard, great work with the voiceover. Really cool stuff. Um, it feels like maybe this is the only time they might have given Meng a bit of a push in a singles way. Like, I guess he was with Barbarian for some time, and they build him up every now and then on Nitros later on in the 90s, but it was all just for like him to lose to like Goldberg or something like that.
Mm.
But I did get tickled by them saying that he knows 9 forms of martial arts and is a master of disaster. So before this began, Sting has an interview with Gene. So we get some surface Sting here, bro. Anything to say about Sting's interview?
I loved his energy. His energy was through the roof. He was excited. His mum and dad are there. It's his hometown, so he's really fired up. I love when he flexed his muscles and he said he's got the Popeye going on with his arms. That was funny. I'm looking with this sort of interview, but before it happened, had a little the crowd looking at all the chicks and all that, and I'm thinking, imagine this event in the Australian sun, like, oh
Oh,
my God, it'd be so red. So,
oh man.
yeah, so Sting's fired up here. It was just good. Mean Gene was like, come on, give me what I want to hear, and he's just that woo, you know. So that was cool. So yeah, Sting's fired up. It was good promo here from Sting.
Yeah, he was really fired up. Although I laugh. The video package said that Meng knows 9 forms of martial arts. And then Sting went on and said that Meng knows 7 forms of martial
Okay.
arts. But then Sting knows 7 forms of crazy or something like that, which I thought was pretty good. And then he's talking about how ready he is for this match, and he said he's got his muscles going just right. He actually
Yeah.
he said muscles, and then he's like flexing, going like, ah! And I'm like, what kind of person is
It's
that?
just is this kind of stuff. It cracks me up. I really enjoy it.
I
It's
wish
so
they would.
fun.
I wish some more wrestlers would act like this these days. So yeah, we've got Michael Buffer there doing ring announcing here. He's got the shades on, but it's a bit strange. Buffer was supposed to only last a few months after Bash of the Beach '94,
Hmm.
wasn't he?
Funny that, eh?
Hmm, yeah.
Interesting.
He was just locked into a couple of shows and then he'll be gone. Really, Dave? Really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting that. I love when things like that happen. Um, so yeah, they're panning the crowd. We've got quite a few ladies out there, which is
And
we get some comedic stuff as the show goes on with Bobby.
we do.
Okay, so Meng and Sting here, great opening match as far as I'm concerned. What were your thoughts of the match here, Kev?
Yeah, this is kind of like your typical like main event style match where, Sting's getting beat down by a lot of the match and then makes the big comeback at the end. So yeah, it's like kind of like a main event. Um, yeah, I'd say just a main event match.
Yeah,
Sting with a quick roll up. I guess that sort of protects Meng from not losing in a
yeah,
I guess real clean. Um, yeah, then so we got Road Warrior Hawk coming out at the end. So I'm assuming that's just sort of build up the matches in that Korea pay-per-view, which is advertised later.
uh,
So I'm assuming that's why Hawk comes out. But yeah, Colonel Parker was out here with Meng, so he kind of affected the beginning of this match where he sort of got Meng in control because of his interference.
yeah.
But yeah, as I said, main event sort of style match and Sting with a victory here.
Yeah, Sting won in 15 minutes 31 seconds, so like it's like a main event length type match there. I thought to myself, considering what we saw at Bash at the Beach 94, that Meng's really filled out quite a lot within that year. He seemed still kind of quite that slim version, like when he was Haku teaming with Andre the
Yeah.
Giant when he debuted, but now he's starting to, really beef up.
So I wonder if he was just if the Meng we get in like say 96, 97, where he really gets quite big and he starts tagging with Barbarian. If we got that version of him kind of back here that he may have gotten.
Mm.
He's really imposing looking with the big frizzy hair and just he looks nuts.
Yeah, like I could see him like totally having like a an early 90s run with Hogan type
Yes,
thing.
definitely, definitely.
um, so the production team of Baywatch were there. And I had to laugh at Bobby. He said to Tony that one of the Baywatch girls winked at him. And Tony said she wasn't winking, it was both eyes. She had sand in her eyes. She was blinking Bobby. And so they argued over that.
I absolutely love the back and forth from these two. The whole thing, they're just bickering like to an old couple, like the whole show. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
You can tell Tony really gets like a kick out of when they're bickering as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, some things are very simple in pro wrestling, and this is like the art of it that I see. Sting's going for the deathlock. It's a simple move. He's trying to turn Meng. He can't quite get it, but then he's asking the crowd to come on, come on.
Give me something. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like
Gets
the
them
art of
involved.
wrestling. Yes,
Yeah.
like he's working the crowd. He's trying to get them involved to help him out. And the more they cheer, the more he's able to actually complete locking in that move. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, another thing that Bobby had said to Tony, he said that he would help Tony get another job, just so he didn't have to work with him. Um, but yeah, anyway, you've kind of said how the match ended there, but good opener here for Bash at the Beach 95.
Yeah. I
Um,
just on the line with the Baywatch. The Baywatch kind of is like a running theme in this show, but you can see Bischoff's really trying to get into that mainstream
mm,
exposure to WCW to get more people involved. We got Rodman on the show, or some of the Baywatch people. Yeah, so Bischoff's really starting to crank that up now. To get was WWF still getting higher ratings than WCW at this point?
yeah, because well, Raw would have been around for 2 years at this stage, and WCW only had the Saturday night program. So I
They're
doubt the
not neck and neck.
Saturday
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
No, I doubt the Saturday night programs.
I still feel that this show is the better show, even at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. We move forward though here, Big Kev. Gene is with Jimmy Hart and the Renegade.
All right, here we
Um,
go.
I just wrote like I feel bad for Renegade. I do, and there's
Yeah.
more things I have to say in feeling bad for him. I wrote, poor dude. Honestly, why did they put him in that position? They had to, Kev. They had to know it wasn't going to work. He's not the Warrior. It's a different person. He looks completely different. He's jacked, but his hair's frizzy. It's a different guy. How did they not? How do they? Why would they do this to anyone?
And the sad thing is, we never really got to know who the Renegade was. The man. We
No.
don't know what his character or the potential of what he could have been. We never got that. We got this just um with his promo as well. I've got no idea what the hell he's talking about, and it kind of reminds me of it's like that kind of shit in wrestling where you'd be when anyone else that comes in to watch what's going on the screen who's not into wrestling, you'd be like, oh, kind of embarrassed, like,
Yeah, they
oh.
walk into the room at
You
the
know,
wrong
and-
time.
yeah. So this is the kind of stuff we're seeing here. Renegade just totally like copies every mannerism of the Warrior, but it's funny when he wrestles, he's more like a trained wrestler
Yeah.
than when Warrior is. Whereas Warrior is just all explosion and power moves. So it's just, yeah, I don't know, just
You know what? I'll tell you a funny little story quickly on that whole thing with people walking in at the wrong time. When you keep saying like wrestling's awesome, wrestling's awesome. My friend Mike, right? He always say his parents wrestling's awesome, and because they just didn't get it. The one time they walked into the lounge room to watch it with him, it was on Raw, and the segment was hot lesbian action, HLA. And they're like, "What
that's
is
awesome.
this?" And Mike's like, "No, no, it's not usually like this. It's just how difficult would that be to explain to your parents, you know?"
That was when Bischoff first came in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
HLA, for fuck's sake.
What's going on there?
Let's get to the next match here. Television Championship. The champion, Renegade, defending against Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful. Um, what can you say, man? Like, this just, man. I watched Renegade run out, and I'm just the whole time I just feel bad for him, and I wrote it's not fair. um,
Yeah, and the crowd's just like they're just like,
But they were chanting for Orndorff as the match began. They're
yeah,
chanting wonderful. Um,
and like how much longer does this character go on? Like
oh, jeez. I don't know if he
another year or something?
who does he lose the TV title to? I don't think it lasts very long.
Because this should have
Now I
been the
need to
indicator
find out.
right now. If Orndorff's getting the reaction over you, just pull him off TV, repackage him with something else. Like, come on.
I would imagine they surely would have seen this and been like, okay, we need to pivot here.
Yeah.
He defended his title after the match with Orndorff. He wrestled him again at Clash of the Champions, and he defended it until Fall Brawl in September, where he lost it to DDP, and then straight after that, he lost to Paul Orndorff for main event in less than 2 minutes.
Ugh.
Then he lost to Kevin Sullivan, probably with that fucking stomp.
Stop. Yeah.
Jimmy Hart, who had just turned on Hulk Hogan, also turned on Renegade before ultimately burying him by splashing water in his face to remove his face paint before saying, "You're not a renegade, you're just plain old Rick, a nobody, you're nothing."
Wow.
That's not really fair. It wasn't his decision to be the fucking rip-off warrior. And then, yeah, he just fucking cops loss after loss after loss before his career ended.
When he first comes in, he's like put positioned against Hogan, right?
He was like it was almost like he was siding with Hogan and like Savage and all that.
Oh God.
Because he beat Arn Anderson for the television title, so it was like he was part of that feud with the Horsemen and all that shit. It's just not fair, man. Like, you know,
Man, I can imagine as a young guy getting put on that show from the power plant, and you're getting put into this with a Macho and Hogan. All the others below you would be hating this guy, right?
yeah,
Like, how's this guy getting to do this? And he
yeah,
would. I can imagine that would get him a shitload of heat too. You know.
exactly. It was probably really difficult for him, and also at the same time, um, he must be thinking like, man, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. They're really doing something with me. I could really make it in wrestling. And then within like 3 or 4 months, just like down the fucking gurgler. It's really just
Your confidence would be shattered.
yeah, I can imagine. And I would think it's like one of the cautionary tales of somebody out there that got pushed when they probably weren't ready for it, and then they ended up somehow getting blamed for it. But anyway, as far as the match is concerned, um, you can tell Paul Orndorff is calling the match and telling him what to do. You can hear it. Um, Tony Schiavone did say that Renegade is a runaway success in this sport. So Tony probably needed a crystal ball at that point. More wonderful chants. Boos every time Renegade has offense. His drop kicks were atrocious. It looked like a backyard wrestler doing drop kicks. After the first one, if I were Paul, I would have said no more drop kicks, dude. There's no pop for his offense. The crowd hate him.
The end.
Orndorff pile drives him after the match,
The
and
crowd cheered.
yeah, and then Renegade no sold it, and they booed, and then he hit that crossbody, and the fans are hating it. And I'm like, you guys just completely fucked him there. And
Yeah.
poor Tony Schiavone trying to put him over as well. Kev, do you have any other thoughts on this match?
Nah, you pretty much summed it up there, you know. And for this character, take the face paint off, change the hair. No one would know who the same guy is,
Yeah.
would they? You wouldn't.
No, and you always had a really great idea, which we've mentioned before when we talk about poor old Renegade, but putting him in the flock.
Yeah,
You
change him.
know?
Change his to get rid of the paint, the hair, less 80s metal looking, and make him more grunge looking. Stick him in the flock. Could have
Yeah,
could have some of those guys in the flock got out of it and
because
did
he
pretty
looked
well.
like he would look like he would fit in there.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Yeah, no, but maybe it was pitched to Raven. He's like, no, we already have too many retreads in this group. I think Raven wanted all fresh people, but like
yeah,
he had
okay.
like repackaged Billy Kidman and Riggs and Ron Reese and Van Hammer. And I don't think Raven really wanted any of them. I think he wanted like Saturn and Lodi and Stevie Richards or whatever and um you know, fresh faces, not people being retread. Anyway, the Renegade won in 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Uh, Here comes a vignette. The Taskmaster,
Here we
and
go.
he's got Kamala talking to, I guess it's Sullivan's father,
Do
about
you know? Do you know who this person is?
the guy portrays the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember now.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I put who's this guy? Carl will know.
I do remember. It's just
Is it just me, or is this whole Dungeon of Doom stuff, which we've seen a bunch of in what we've been reviewing for the NWO timeline, and this now leaves you questioning what I still don't know what this is.
Well, I mean, like, it's really confusing. Like, what is?
What is the Dungeon of Doom? What is this supposed to be? It's like mythological sort of. I still don't. I still really don't know what it is.
Because like they had like a leprechaun, and they got like the Zodiac and the Giant, and Max Muscle and Hugh Morris, the Laughing Man, Kamala. It's just like a whole mishmash of like. I think Blade put it best, like kind of like Batman type.
Gotham, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, he kind of it made a little bit more sense when he said that, but it's definitely
Okay.
strange
Now
stuff.
I found out. So he was known as the Master. But
Okay.
his real name he's King Curtis Ikea. Um,
Any relation to Prince? Okay.
I don't see anything about that. Wrestling, blah blah blah. No, I don't see anything about him being related to Prince Ikea. But um, yes, he was the master of the Dungeon of Doom stable in '95. And his role in the dungeon was to conjure up new dungeon members for Sullivan's war with Hulk Hogan.
Oh, he's the creator of the characters.
And yeah, and he would leave WCW by the end of '95, though. Ikea had a son named Rocky Ikea. Um, who's Rocky Ikea? Okay, sorry. His son is Prince Ikea.
Oh wow.
Hang on. Is there two Prince Ikeas? How confusing. There's two Prince Ikeas. All right. This Prince Ikea wrestled in the NWA during the 80s and Japan during the 90s. So, fuck, God, wrestling's so confusing sometimes. Let's get back to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What did you think of the segment here with the Master and the Taskmaster and
I just
Kamala?
I was just thinking I just think this is some really hokey shit. What the fuck is this? Uh yeah, I don't know. This kind of stuff's not for me.
Taskmaster, my son. Oh, gosh. Hacksaw Jim Duggan interview with Mean Gene. Talk about another guy who's real bloody fired up. Hacksaw's
Yeah.
fired up here. Thoughts on this bloody half-wit Hacksaw Jim Duggan's interview?
It was pretty decent here with his verbiage, but it was funny because he said with Nick Bockwinkel, he's having a hard time obeying the rules, but now it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. He has a 2x4 and isn't afraid to use it. So if you're going to obey the rules, that's not really obeying the rules. So it was a kind of convoluted sort of promo here for him, but he executed it well.
Yes, no, it was good stuff. Jim Duggan and Kamala, a match that goes 6 minutes in length, which Kamala gets the win. What did you think of this one here, bro?
Man, I don't know what it is, but the Kamala belly slap. I love hearing that sound he makes when he hits his stomach. It's very soothing to me. I don't know why.
Just need a sound of that on loop and on some like
Yeah,
earphones when you go to sleep. Just
um yeah, I like that. I like it. It pops me. Uh, we had the Zodiac come up here, causing Duggan the loss here. One of my notes I put is like a lot of these Dungeon of Doom guys didn't last, did they? They went through a few. Kamala was gone after a while. Zodiac's gone. Um,
yeah, I don't think Kamala lasted very long.
no, I don't even think. Did he have another run after this, or this was kind of the end of the road for him?
Oh God,
I'm asking you too much research here tonight, Carl. I'm working your work, okay?
yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
putting work
I mean,
here.
it's a typical match. Duggan, even if he loses, it doesn't. He just still got that ability to get the crowd into it, get them the USA chance, gets the crowd involved. So Duggan does his job as usual.
Okay, I found what's going on here. He went into semi-retirement between 93 95 and was a truck driver.
Oh wow.
And then he wrestled independent shows for USWA. And at Hogan's suggestion, he joined WCW 95. Um,
Oh,
and he ended,
Hogan got him the job,
yeah.
but I
Um,
thought, but apparently Hogan's a racist guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I never. He ends up working with Hogan at some point in 95. But then I believe soon after Fall Brawl, he left WCW, and after that, just really kind of potted around the independent circuit here and there. But I think he was more happy just being a truck driver. um, any other thoughts on the match here?
No, just a quick match from Duggan and Kamala here. Just yeah.
Um, Bobby. Uh, he's trying to make a real serious point about something, and the camera cuts to the crowd, and there's a woman there with like a nice pair of, and he immediately stops like what he's saying and just goes, hi, and then tries to get back onto his point. Um, And Bobby also said it's a dangerous combination right there. As it again cut to the crowd to see a woman with some nice cans. um, anything else to say? Oh, another funny moment here between Tony and Bobby. Uh, Hacksaw hits a big time clothesline on Kamala, who doesn't go down, but he goes flying pretty far, like across to the ring, kind of wobbling. And Tony had said, clothesline all the way to Anaheim, the big A. And then 2 seconds later, Bobby goes, "What did you call me?"
He's
Tony's,
so quick-witted, Bobby Heenan. Like he's just like his timing and his delivery is just like impeccable.
yeah, and Tony burst into laughter after that. He cracked up. So
It must have been a joy for Tony and Schiavone to just work with him. He seems to be having fun.
yeah, I
Uh,
feel like sometimes Tony, I could hear it. He sometimes gets annoyed at Bobby. Um, and it's like for example, Road Hog Wild. Um,
and August the 10th, brother.
yeah, and Bobby kept on saying he got him. Like he probably said it like over 100 times on the pay-per-view, and I think Tony was starting to get annoyed with him because I think Bobby was drinking, so he was repeating himself, and that annoyed Tony. Anyway, Zodiac clocks Duggan after Taskmaster interferes, and Kamala wins. And I thought you can't build Kamala up for Hogan with that. He needed to get a clean win, I think, here, but he wins in 6 minutes. Um, some hype for the big collision in Korea event that's coming after Bash at the Beach 95. And I've got a little bit of information here for you, Kevin, exclusive
Oh,
here.
here we go.
It's That's going to be our next WCW flashback when we eventually do
Ah,
it again.
because that was the event with the Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes.
Yes, so
Yes.
this is very hard for some of the wrestlers to get out of here, wasn't it? It was a bit a risky
It was risky,
a
yeah.
risky event, this one.
Especially like Scott and Norton getting in the shit, and who was it? Hawk and Scorpio fighting.
Oh
Oh
God.
God, what a nightmare. um anyway, yeah, so they're talking about North Korea, and Bobby said, this is doing a great thing with, for the US and North Korea's relationship, and then Bobby suggested that he goes over to North Korea to negotiate. And Tony, I think he immediately was like, that would not be a good idea. Gene again with Macho Man, yeah. Um, I took one look at Gene and I was like, I bet he is keen for a cocktail at this point. It looks like a very warm day. Any thoughts here on your favorite Macho Man's interview?
Yeah, Macho Man was bringing the energy here as well, kind of similar to Sting. He was fired up. Oh yeah, had a bit more oomph in it. I liked when he said, "We're at the beach and there's a chill in the air. What's up with that?" That was cool. I like that. Maybe that's my Randy impression. Not that great. Gene said that Macho caught up with Flair in West Peach Street in Atlanta. I've actually been there, so
Really?
yeah. And I'll tell you a funny little story about Peachtree Street in Atlanta. There's heaps of streets with peach in them, like Peach Tree. There'll be Peach something, Peach Tea Street, Peach. It's just there's shitloads, right? And
Really?
there was one, maybe it is Peachtree Street. I'm not quite sure. Where I got told when I was there, don't go down this street because the rest of the city looks really nice and green and awesome. They said, don't go down this one. It's very dangerous. So when I was with the guys, when I was playing the band, and we were like, so let's just drive down there and see what it looks like.
Oh,
It honestly went from a normal city, green, lush, beautiful, to the ghetto. It was really bad. Like I think people playing dice in the alley, just cracked out people. It was really bad.
really?
Just this one street is really bad in Atlanta. So I remember it was like Peachtree Street. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if it's that one. If there's anyone out there from Atlanta and who's listening, which is probably not not likely. Yeah, fill me in here. But I know there's a street. It was we got told don't go there, and we had a little look, and it was yeah, it was pretty rough.
were you guys like, fuck, we gotta get out of here?
Yeah, because you just drive through it and then you go around and it's back to normality again. It's just this one
That's
little
crazy.
section.
Oh, God.
Kind of stupid, really. We shouldn't have done that.
Oh, you were curious. It's all right.
But now I got a little story for the podcast. Kev.
Exactly. And I really enjoyed it. Coming up after this, Diamond Dallas Page taking on Dave Sullivan here with this storyline
This is so good.
with Dave Sullivan being in love with the Diamond Doll, aka Kimberly Page. Um, I mean, I didn't really know anything about this storyline, but when you watch that hype video before the match, Kev, what were you
Brilliant.
thinking?
I go, okay, there's so much here. I actually became a fan of Dave Sullivan in this vignette. Um, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Um, so basically the story here is Dave Sullivan wins a date with Kimberly Page from winning an arm wrestling contest because I
Yeah.
think was it DDP was doing arm wrestling contests and cheating and winning in all the time, and so eventually, so Dave Sullivan wins this arm wrestling Sullivan to get a date with Kimberly Page because he's obsessed with her, and I don't blame her. Let's be honest here, I don't blame him for being obsessed with her. She's freaking hot. Um, so I love the bit here because he's on a date with Kimberly, and there's some sort of a thing with Dave Sullivan with rabbits, right? He must have a pet rabbit. Is that correct?
I think didn't she got him
A
a
rabbit.
gift,
Okay.
and it was a pet rabbit.
So there's a grown man dressed as a rabbit, and that voice immediately gave away for me. It's like Disco
You
Inferno.
figured it out too?
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's disco.
I
It's
was like,
like
hang on a minute.
So this bit was it's real small detail, but I really like it because what you've told me before is Dave Sullivan's kind of like a half-wit, right? He's the
He's Kevin Sullivan's idiot brother.
there's a scene where the note gets passed from Disco to Dave Sullivan, and then Kimberly, knowing, takes the note off him. She goes, "Do you want me to read it?" Knowing that he probably can't read, and he goes, "I'll go on then." But the way he says it sells it to me that he can't read, and I thought that was great. I thought it was so good. So yeah, this scene obviously finishes with the note saying that because Disco ends up as reading the note, and that's basically that they're eating rabbit stew, so insinuating they've he cooked this pet rabbit and into the stew and they've ate it. So did I miss anything here?
No, I don't think so. I just thought.
But what detail of a storyline? I was watching this going, wow.
E for effort. Like, to be honest with you, I'm sure this is on wrestlecrap.com because they don't have a fucking sense of humor and they don't find anything entertaining. But I thought like the storyline was kind of cute and interesting, and it made you care about Dave Sullivan. And I don't know if he did a whole lot after this, but it was, to me, I found it like quite entertaining just looking at the
I was like, wow.
Yeah. And, there was a part where Dave Sullivan, was he injured and he was laying on his bed and the Diamond Doll gave him a gift or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're in bed and the Diamond Doll's at bedside. I'd let her know that there's plenty of room if you want to hop in. I couldn't believe he's on a date with Kimberly, and me and you were both probably thinking, I can't believe I wish I was Dave Sullivan. Anyway,
as I said, that one little scene from him, the way he, when she said, "Oh, do you want me to read it?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, God, yeah, would you?" Like, just told that little bit there told me that he can't like read. And that's great.
Very well observed. I didn't actually pick up on it.
No, it was really well done, I thought.
And then after the date, he gets fucking beaten up in the parking lot. It's so mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, the match here, before it begins, Diamond Doll gets some flowers. DDP cracks the shits. And he starts hitting her with the flowers and even hit her on the butt with it. And a little Hulkamaniac came out to give her the flowers, and Bobby said, "A little Hulkamaniac, ugh." Anyway,
one thing about Bobby, he's always consistent with his hatred for Hulk Hogan. It stems back to like the 80, 88, 89 with the WWF. He's always been like this.
The Bobby Heenan character when Hogan turns heel and he's like, "See, I told you after all these years."
Yeah, it's like vindicated.
Yeah. What did you think of the match here between DDP and Dave Sullivan?
Just in my notes here, I just went, look at that horrible gear from DDP.
Oh, that was my first note. Fucking horrible. Ugly gear, bro.
Horrible. His hair doesn't look like DDP. I don't know what, it's just scraggly. He looks like he's got a bit more weight on. He's just not anywhere near the DDP we know and love at this point. He's still got his attitude. He's still got the attitude though. He's still definitely an asshole here. He kind of plays the chicken shit heel here. I thought the crowd was a little flat for this match. When we had Max Muscle, I think causes a distraction. And Diamond Cutter win after Sullivan. Sullivan pretty much had most of the offense in this match too. So so DDP, the arsehole, wins the match. Nice guys finished last year.
That's true. I thought that the start was really cool when Dave like stuffed the flowers in DDP's face. I thought the crowd were like really into that. Another quote here from Bobby Heenan. He's got $13 million. She should stand in the corner and keep her pretty mouth shut. So rude. So rude. Dave getting distracted over the Diamond Doll throughout the match. Bobby says, he's getting distracted by her blinking her pretty eyes at him because he's been hanging out with a rabbit for days. Then he said, "There's another Tootsie waiting in line when he kicks her to the curb."
There's some
DDP.
some old school sort of lingo in like that one Tootsie
Tootsie. Yeah.
and I think in the next promo we got is Sherry's called a floozy. You don't hear that word anymore, eh?
No, you don't. And the other thing that Bobby said that made me laugh when DDP pulled himself on the ropes, he said that could be worse. It could be me. Um, Technically, the match wasn't that bad. DDP won in 5 minutes and 4 seconds, but I just felt, I don't know. The fans weren't really that into it, but anyway, let's move forward, Big Kev. Gene backstage with the nasty boys. Um, and the heat is apparently getting nasty, Kev.
Yeah, this.
Okay, I want to give you this one quote before I ask you for your thoughts, okay?
Yeah,
Jerry has a question. Do you feel like we do?
yeah, I've got the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
6 million volts in Brian's stinking head. Gonna take you to Nastyville. One-way trip to Nasty Sensation. What the fuck is he going on about?
That's exactly what I wrote. I was like, what is he talking about? He's like, he asked the question, do you feel like we do? I hope you feel like we do. What are you talking about? What? Wouldn't you want your opponent not to feel like you do if you're feeling like you're going to win the match? You don't want them feeling, I don't know what he's on about. And
Nonsense.
everything they said, it started off like the point was here, and then it always went back to everything like getting nasty every single time.
Everything.
It's like all they could do, they come up with their promo, and if they're thinking, "Oh shit, I'm losing. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's go back to being nasty." That's all you do.
It's like we get it, okay? Like you called the Nasty Boys, we get it. But yeah, I was just laughing, writing, "What the fuck are you going on about, bro?" Um, and they also said it's going to be downright nasty.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, again, Kev, I'm not sure if you're aware, but they're nasty.
yeah.
Anything else to?
No, it's just more like this whole. I'm saying this whole pay per view is hilarious to me. I was thoroughly entertained by this shit like this.
I loved it.
It's so good.
I loved it. Harlem Heat with an interview.
Yeah, I like this too.
Thoughts?
Man, I love Booker T. It's gonna be old like a steaming pile of neck bones that's been cooking for 3 days. That was so good.
Brilliant.
There's a bit where Stevie Ray stands on Mean Gene's foot,
Yeah.
and there was a bit of a smirk. And then Stevie Ray used it to get into his promo about the Nasty Boys, like they're getting in the way, just like his foot was when I stood on it. I thought that was quite clever from Stevie Ray there. But yeah, that it's going to be on like a steaming pile of neck bones. I love that.
Yeah, because after Booker was done with his point, because whilst he was talking is when Stevie stepped on Gene's foot. Gene didn't even ask Stevie a question. He just turned to him and said, "You were stepping on my foot, Stevie Ray." Stevie then goes on about Gene got in the way.
That kind of stuff's really cool because it puts you in an angle where it's not scripted, you know, and you can get some gems, you can get some organic kind of like banter there from Gene.
That's what I like about him.
That's what Gene does. I think he gets that organic sort of stuff, you know, and I think in the Ric Flair one next, I think it's after this, he does the same thing and it ends up being hilarious.
Yep. All throughout this show, bro. Sting, Duggan, Vader, Harlem Heat, Nasty Boys. So many people are getting a backstage interview and they're getting to say what they want to say. These days, when there's a backstage interview, 10 seconds into the whole thing, when they've been asked the question, they start answering, someone walks into the shot and interrupts the interview. All the fucking time. My biggest pet peeve in wrestling. What happened to letting people just fucking cut the promo and get through it? Lost art.
Yeah. And then the interviewer, it's like, "Oh, back to you guys," and then looks like really awkwardly.
Yeah. Either
Yes.
that or they'll finish their point, walk off, and then they'll just.
It's
It's just like, what are you. Can we
just watch this. Like, just watch Gene.
Can we just get people to act like actual people? Why would they just stand there and just watch them walking away? Wouldn't they be like, back to you guys at ringside? Something like simple like that. Why did we get to this point? Why do we have people in creative going, yep, let's sign off on that. That's great creative. Let's start that feud or have them have a match because somebody interrupted them in their backstage interview. Lazy, lazy, lazy. Fuck you. Let's move forward. Vignette. The elusive vignette with Lord Stephen Regal and
I'm have to
Earl
go,
Robert Eaton.
I'm gonna have to go down to the bottom to find this because I wrote this again at the bottom because we had a problem finding this section, right?
Yes, because I don't know what version of the pay-per-view we had the second time we watched it around, but the first time I must have had like the original pay-per-view um
Yeah.
airing. So this was in it, but the later recording, I guess maybe it was from the network. I don't know. I believe it was probably taken out because of the music playing in the background.
Okay.
But
But
anyway,
this is a great vignette.
thoughts?
I I love this. Um, I thought I really commend Bobby Eaton to committing to this character change.
Yeah.
You know, because what we've seen of him in the 80s, and then later on in when he becomes a bit of a, I guess, a jobber as well, like later in his career. But here he's really committed to this character of being American. That's sort of, I guess, what a British sympathizer you would say his character
Right,
would.
yeah.
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 So so they're in LA, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're on the strip, and then Regal makes reference to Hugh Grant getting caught with the that filthy woman. It's insinuating the prostitute he was caught with. That was
Yeah.
really good. And he goes, and to think he was on our Oxford rugby team. So that was that was funny. We have Chris Jericho's later music playing over this vignette, so they've regurgitated that. We like to talk about that. We like to talk
We
about these
do. And
songs.
that's when they were that's when they got to the Viper Room.
Yeah, where River Phoenix died, so they're there.
That's right, yeah.
And then it gets even more. So basically, they're trying to make out that the how disgusting Americans are, and how And then the next thing you know, they're at the front of Nicole Simpson's house. I was like, wow. So they're making Regal's basically making light of the American media not knowing how to behave themselves, like like British people do. And then a guy drops an ice cream on Laurence Olivier's Walk of Fame.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
the greatest actor of all time.
yeah, according to Regal.
Oh God,
And then
so funny.
they're just disgusted by America, and end up going to a British pub, and they go to drink ale and play some darts to forget about it. So
Well,
it's a good little segment.
let's drink some ale and play some darts and forget about this whole affair.
Yeah. I think this was great. I really liked it.
Again, dude, E for effort. Like we now give a shit about Earl Robert Eaton now no longer just being Bobby Eaton. You know,
Yeah.
we care about this change because they've gone to the effort of doing something with it outside of the building. When do you see that anymore?
No,
No,
I'd
there's
like
no
to see this.
characters, dude.
Go somewhere.
Do something. Like, say what you want about Vince Russo. He would get to every building and he would fucking go for a walk and he'd walk around to see if he could find something that looked interesting that they could shoot in. And they were constantly coming up with shit on the fly because, oh, look what we've got here. We could do something here with this or do something here with that. They're in different parts of the building all the time. Now, you don't even know if there's other parts of the building. You never see any of that shit.
And during that time when with the all the lockdowns and stuff, and there was they couldn't have any crowds and stuff. Fill the fucking show with shit like this.
Mm.
Like they could have done the matches and just they should still have this kind of stuff. It makes you have some sort of feeling good or bad
Yeah.
towards the character. And I love this. So Regal was so good in this. Excellent. You can't even find this segment on YouTube, so I can't even tell anyone out there how to even watch this because
You know what? I'm gonna
I
try and
can-
upload it. I'm gonna cut it out of the footage that I've got, and I'm gonna try and upload it somewhere just so it's like at least out there. You know?
Yeah, it's a really good segment, and it's a shame that you can't watch. Like, there's no way of watching it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Carl, you do put it up. That'd be great.
Well, I saw a Reddit post from like 5 years ago where some guy was like, I swear to God this happened. I can't find it anywhere. Does anyone know about this segment between the two of them? And it was 5 years ago, and unfortunately the guy's Reddit account got suspended or something. So I'm like, oh man, I'll never get to like be able to be the guy that finally showed him that it did
Yeah.
exist. Anyway, we get a tag title hype video with Chris Fuckhead Cruz giving a voiceover.
Fuck's sake.
Blue Bloods, Harlem Heat, nasty boys. Big Kev, thoughts?
I'll let you go first because I'm trying to go find my notes where I was
No
again.
worries.
Because this was, yeah, it wasn't in order because yeah, it was all, as we said before, it was all weird.
Yes. So yeah, we've got three amazing theme songs in a row, to be honest with you. I love the Blue Bloods theme. I love Harlem Heat's theme. The Nasty Boys theme we go on about very much on this show. And of course the nWBros. So I don't really know what else what of these notes that I've got here that Bobby said the Nasty Boys are good at picnics. They keep the flies off the food.
What's he talking about?
Because they stink.
Okay, get it. Okay. I missed that. That's awesome.
This was a bit of a mess, as I think is kind
Yeah.
of designed to be. Anyone can tag anyone in.
I hate triangle matches. I just think it's. I don't
I
like
don't
how.
like 'em either.
Why would another team tag the other guy in? It doesn't make any sense to me. I just
Yeah.
don't like. I like it when they're all fucking in there, like Texas Tornado style, or at least if three of them is in there. And that I don't know, like that hole you can tag anyone. I just it doesn't. I don't buy it.
Yeah, three tag teams is a bit rough. Because to me, I feel like there's no psychology, and this was kind of hard to follow.
Yeah, as a scrap it. I love it. I loved the confusion from Heenan in the commentary. He just was like, "What is going on? I don't know."
He doesn't give a shit. He's
Yeah.
just being honest.
Like him and Tony weren't even like calling the match. They were just like bickering the whole time, like
Yeah.
like an old married couple. It was hilarious.
Like arguing over the rules of the match, and oh my god, that was so funny
Imagine
together.
nowadays how much people like these as you say mutants would absolutely shit on them. They're not even calling the match. They're not even calling the moves. Like it's oh my god.
I can't stand wrestling fans.
Uh, quite a kabuki-ish ending here, eh?
Yeah,
It's like,
what was the?
like was it like sort of like Booker who was on top of Eden and then Sag no they splat no it was they splashed him and then Sag sits on top of him but because Booker's underneath him he's
Booker was
pinning
underneath with his head on him. Didn't he? Didn't he have his head on?
yeah he's on top of him so like Booker's pinning him so yeah then
So
the
it looked
Harlem
like
Heat win the
Harlem Heat
title
won, yeah, but they didn't.
and
I
then
mean, sorry, it looked like the Nasty Boys won, but
yeah. So you had to watch on the replay to like, oh, okay, I see what happened here because I was confused at the start. I was like, what happened here?
and I'll say not a good finish for a crowd that can't see the ring because everyone's
Yeah.
like, but yes, Harlem Heat won in 13 minutes 41 seconds. I love the grouping of them with Sherry.
So do I. I think when
Um,
they added Colonel Parker, it became a bit
they
much. Eh?
didn't need him. They just
No,
needed people with Sherry. But Gene is with Sherry and Harlem Heat after the match. Do you have anything to say here, Kev?
I just said I just love when the Harlem Heat say sucker. It just sounds so good.
I love how Stevie said they beat some fat boys and and a couple of foreigners.
So good.
And they find out that Dick Slater, Bunkhouse Buck are going to challenge them. And they'll take on all challenges, and that's that. Now we have. I don't know. Did something happen between this and the next thing? Maybe they went to Tony and Bobby because the next thing Gene was with Flair.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Right. Well, fuck, G must have fucking ran off pretty quickly then. And apparently Liz went to Space Mountain, Kev.
Yeah,
Anything?
I love as I said before, like it was me and Gina insinuated this, like Flair was just talking about wooing her and taking her away from Macho Man, and then And then Jin says, "Did you go to Space Mountain?" And Flair says, "Yeah, you know she did." Um,
These fucking people, I swear to
he said
God.
he slapped Savage's father, so that must have happened on
Oh,
one of the syndicated shows.
I think that was on didn't he beat up Angelo Poffo at like Slamboree, the Night of Legends show? Didn't they show a replay of that before? I don't
Was it that
God,
on the last flashback we watched? Or maybe it was in
I
that or
can't
something.
remember now. I've got a bit of a headache, so I can't think straight. But yeah, he did something to Savage's dad. Anyway, anything else to say here, Kev?
No, I just went, how tanned is Flair right now? He's always tanned, but he was just like extra tanned here. He was like, wow.
He very fell asleep in the tanning bed. Um, so the next match is Savage and Flair. It's a lifeguard match, essentially a lumberjack
Yep.
match, but all the guys at ringside, all the wrestlers are wearing like these gay, like colorful shirts. Like, are they are they known as lifeguards type shirts? Because I was expecting everyone to be out there with like, I don't know, just looking more like a lifeguard, not just wearing a t-shirt. But anyway, so it's essentially a lumberjack match. Um, you got to laugh again at Bobby, um, because the Baywatch girls
Oh,
come.
he's losing it now.
And Tony starts laughing, saying, "Bobby, get down off the chair." And they finally shoot to Tony and Bobby, and Bobby's literally standing on his chair
Yeah,
looking for
cat calling him. It's all.
looking for the hot chicks from Baywatch. Anyway, he sits down finally, and so we get to this lumberjack match. What did you think of Savage and Flair here, Kev?
It was just a classic Savage and Flair match. Just heaps of chops and punches from Savage, like the back and forth, back and forth. Um, I liked Angelo Poffo in the crowd, shirtless with his cane. He's just partying with everyone. That was cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is just a classic. These guys always have a classic match. And it was, what is it? Arn came in and gave the DDT there.
Mm.
I almost thought that was the end of the match. I was like, oh shit, he's
Me
going to lose
too.
here. And then he kicked out. It was like crowd erupted. Yep, Savage still in this. Comes back in, it hits the elbow drop, and that's it. And then on the outside, it was I think Savage grabbed one of the Baywatch girls, and he's give her a bit of a hug after the match. I was like, ooh, look at that. She looked pretty chuffed. It was
I
good
wonder.
to see Savage win.
Yeah. No, it was good, and I wonder. Okay, think about what wrestlers are like. Think about they're all these guys in very good shape, muscular, you know, best shape of their lives. These extremely hot Baywatch chicks are there. Surely some of them had a go. I
Yeah,
would imagine like Bagwell, maybe Sting, Flair definitely would have given it a go.
a few of them went to Space Mountain.
Yeah, Rodman was there. Rodman's he's
Yeah,
he's he's a rooter, you
yeah,
know.
he gets around.
Yeah, I guarantee you they're all like, oh God, let's hope that some of them are single. And like for the Baywatch girls too, like I would imagine that they'd be like, oh, look at these sexy muscular wrestlers, you know. That's what's on my mind instead of the wrestling match. Um, but yeah, it's a kind of classic lumberjack match with the constant interruptions. Um, and it was just a great near fall with the DDT. Honestly,
Yeah,
it got me.
yeah. I was like, oh no, and then it was like, yes, there we go.
Savage wins in 13 minutes, 55 seconds. Moving forward, um, a Vader hype video.
I like this.
This was good. What did you think?
Yeah, it just showed him. He called it the Vader's Roadkill tour. And in he's basically screaming in the microphone behind this cage sort of look. That was a good look.
Yeah.
I can attest to Vader as a kid. Like when I watched him, and he was generally scary to me. He
Right.
generally was like, this guy's nuts, or like I got the impression when I seen him magazines or when I did see him on TV, I was like, wow, like this guy's really, he's got that presence. So I think this promo probably did just that.
Mm.
Yeah, he's nuts, and you can see him just punching and powerbombing people, but it doesn't look fake. It looks like he's really doing it. Um, but yeah, I thought this was really well done.
Yeah, it's a shame that this feud that Vader had with Hogan, I think, do they mention it on Dark Side of the Ring? Like the feud with Hogan really tortured Vader for years. He was so unhappy with how it went. He was so unhappy with having to lighten up when working with Hogan. I think he was unhappy that Hogan wouldn't put him over or anything like that. I think he really hoped that this was going to like propel him, but it kind of didn't. Um,
And on another note, the music for the vignette. Did you hear that?
oh, I can't remember.
It was Rey Mysterio's music, where he uses
Bum
later.
bum
Yeah,
bum bum. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
because that song is really kind of suited for a video package, not really for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Gene is with Vader.
Oh, this
Um,
was this next 2 bits. Fucking hell.
go for it. What is it that you like to say?
Oh man, I'm interested to see if you picked up on it as well.
Honestly, my notes on the interview with Vader. I don't have much there. I just wrote he's not bad on the stick. Is there anything that you've got there that?
Yeah, I thought this like because I think is it Hogan's promos next after this.
Yes.
So in this promo, Vader keeps on saying brother, brother, brother all the time in his promo. He says it shitloads, and I'm like, shit. He's saying this more than Hogan,
Right.
like more brothers than Hogan, right? And then Hogan does his promo, and Hogan says brother more than I've ever heard him. It's
Really?
almost like he heard his promo. It's like, nah, no, I'm not having this. I'm gonna. I basically put he out brothered him in his promo. It was crazy. Go back and watch it again. It's pretty funny.
I'm definitely
Um,
going to.
so yeah, Vader says brother about like 20 times,
Really?
and Hogan says it about 40 times. Um,
What the fuck?
uh, yeah. So just where am I up to? I'm trying to think how to get brother. It's time. Yeah. So basically, just a pretty decent promo from Vader, but yeah, a lot of brothers in there.
That's funny, man.
And then we go back to more bickering from Tony and Bobby.
Oh, dude, this
You're
was
an
pretty.
idiot. You're a moron.
This was like the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Brain was? What was he saying? Do you have any chalk with you? Because after Vader's done, they're going to want to outline Hogan's body like a crime scene, right? And then Tony calls him a babbling idiot, and then he says, "You're a moron." Like that is like a perfect duo, to be honest with you. Like I loved when like Jim Ross would have a go at King over things. They would always be bickering back and forth. This is just like you know Monsoon and Jesse Ventura, Monsoon and Heenan. Like they're always at kind of odds with one another. That's what makes, in my
Yeah.
opinion, a perfect commentary team. Um, so yes, again they mentioned Collision in Korea and boom, Hogan's interview here. Dennis Rodman showing up for the interview as well. Rod the Bod, as Hogan calls him. Um, what did you think here of Hogan and his 40 brothers?
uh, we had Rodman actually cut a promo here,
Yeah.
but he did it in like kind of a wrestling voice, like yeah, yeah. It's like it was really quick. So I was actually surprised by that because later on with the NWO, Rodman doesn't really say a hell of a lot, and if he does, it's very kind of slow, and there's not much of this here. So I was quite surprised by this. Um, there's a bit where Hogan is talking about Vader and like mimics to spit on him, and then Rodman wipes Hogan's mouth. And then Hogan turns to him and says, "Watch it, big man." Like it was almost like it wasn't meant to happen. It was
I
like,
thought he ad-libbed there because Hogan
yeah,
started talking more, and then Robin reached over and wiped his mouth.
yeah.
Like,
I got that too. So, I just thought it was a fun promo. But
like
yeah,
I heard. Did you hear people kind of in the background after Robin wiped Hogan's mouth and Hogan said, "Like, well, take it easy, brother." The people started like laughing in the background. Like, I don't know if it was like people behind the scenes thinking it's funny that Robin ad-libbed that, but
I think you're right. I think he did ad lib that, and that's cool. I think shit like that's funny.
yeah, and Hogan like seemed a bit miffed to begin with, but recovered immediately. Um, One line I think I liked to hear from Hogan was he said, "Woodstock will look like a backyard barbecue in comparison to Bash at the Beach '95." Um, but my point of view, I want to see what you think of this. You can see how in a year's time, Hogan definitely would have needed to turn heel. There's no way this can go from 1984 till 1996 and he can get away with it. There's no way it's the same shtick at this point for like 12, 13 years, or at this point, sorry, 11, 12 years. What do you think? When you see this Hogan here,
Yeah.
it's been a year.
I mean, like he's at this point, you know, you're not quite getting the. I mean, I think it's Paul Heyman says it the best. I think he said he compared wrestling with music. You know how we had all these
Uh,
uh, hair bands, and then all of a sudden grunge came along, and then all these hair bands didn't look as cool anymore. They kind of was like, ugh, and then everyone had to change with the times. He says that's kind of what happened with wrestling, and I think this is with Hogan sort of still in that sort of, I guess you'd say the hair metal phase, and he hasn't sort
yeah.
of moved on to the I guess the grunge phase, which is maybe the NWO Hogan.
Right, good
Yeah, you're
call.
right. He did, but yeah, it's this time '95. It's bordering on that time where okay, shit's changing now, and you need to change with it.
Yeah, we need to get away from hair metal and go towards more like gangster rap or grunge, you
Yeah,
know. All right, well, we got Vader and Hogan in the cage match to main event Bash at the Beach 1995. The Baywatch crew again come out with Hogan. Man, I'll tell you, those Baywatch chicks were smoking hot. Um, what did you think of the main event here, bro?
uh, this is never seen Hogan as aggressive to anyone as he is with Vader. The way I almost think like Hogan has to be more aggressive when he's offense, otherwise it's going to look shit and hokey because Vader's offense is so like stiff looking and real looking, I guess, because it probably does hurt, and that's probably why Hogan didn't really want to work with him.
Yeah, I don't think that Hogan wanted to work. I don't think he liked him. I just have a feeling he didn't want to.
No, but it sucks because I feel like Vader is compared to all the other enemies Hogan has is probably one of the most legit ones where you're like he could beat Hogan. You know, I get that feeling like he could beat him. You know, um, Vader coming out with that sort of what do you call what that the Japanese kind of head.
Oh, the big headgear, yeah.
It looks so like what's the word I'm trying to find here? It's quite intimidating when you see someone like as big as him comes up with this sort of thing. It's really cool. Yeah, but as I said, it's Hogan's way more aggressive here than any of the pay-per-views we've watched of the main events. You know, sometimes you'll see his punches and it's slow working with Flair and Macho. Whereas here is like he has to kind of raise his game to be aggressive. And plus you're in a cage as well, so you can't really like, you know, keep it light. Um,
Mm.
I've got actually quite a bit of few notes here. I
Go
love the
for it.
bit. I love the bit when the Dungeon of Doom come out to the ring, but Rodman like fucking loses it, like grabs something. He's just gonna he starts swinging. I was I don't know what he was
Did he grab a
swinging.
chair?
Yeah, a chair or something, and he was getting mental. But it was like and the Dungeon of Doom was like, oh, okay, I guess we'll fucking leave now. But the way it came across was like he was legitimately gonna hit them. Like it looked good. Um,
The thing is, Hogan apparently always had like a massive like tub of cold beers in his locker room by his contract. So I would be surprised if Rodman
Robin
was
probably
fucking
had a few here.
yeah.
Um,
Oh dear.
yeah, this is a lot of classic stuff here happens in the match. I mean, like Hogan really has to hit him with a few leg drops, and even then he tries to climb the rope, and Vader's back up again. So even though Vader ends up losing this match, I don't think it made him look weak. Did you find that?
What's that? Sorry?
Even though Vader lost the match, Hogan had to do a lot to get out of that cage. You know, there's a lot of leg drops, a lot
Yeah.
of stuff, and then he still climbed up to try to pull him down, and he hit Vader off. He kind of landed the
Yeah.
ropes, and that's how he got up. But
I think it
that,
helped. I think it helped because, him escaping the cage means Vader doesn't have to cop another loss to him, you know?
yeah,
Um,
and then the kind of the way it ended the pay per view was a little strange here, like kind of Vader, the cage comes up, and then oh no, does it come up or not? Can't remember. Then Flair comes out and starts berating Vader.
yeah.
And I think that's to set. I think they must face each other at that Korean pay-per-view, if I'm correct.
I thought Flair faced Inoki.
Maybe he does.
I can't remember.
Yeah. So
I
he
don't
starts.
even know if Vader goes to North Korea. I don't know. Keep going, bro.
So yeah, he basically confronts him, and then I think Arn Anderson comes out as well, and then Vader just loses it and starts fucking tossing them around, and then they sort of leave, and then Vader just sort of walks out of the ring, and that's kind of the way they end the pay-per-view, which was a bit odd.
Yeah, a little bit odd. So you did say something to me at one stage and I asked you to repeat it because I was reading some stuff here because I just wanted to see if I could find out any more about Vader and Hogan's relationship. Vader felt that Hogan was unprofessional and Vader should have won their first match that they had against one another, according to a YouTube video. Hogan was hesitant to work with Vader because of Vader's stiff wrestling style, and Vader disliked having to repeatedly lose to Hogan, according to a Facebook post citing JBL. Also, Eric Bischoff said, on why Hulk Hogan was hesitant to work with Vader, well, we are talking about the guy who broke someone's back. Are we talking about the guy who broke someone's back or ruptured Sting's eardrum? Vader did work stiff and Hogan wasn't interested in working that way. You could just tell him to lighten up. That you don't like to be hit too hard. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of something I needed to.
Well, I'm assuming that Bret Hart never had a match with Vader. Is that correct?
No, they wrestled.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, just recently, today, I think Bret Hart came out and
What
was
now?
had a go at Gunther for being stiff in the ring. Says it's
Oh, because of the chops.
unprofessional. So
He's so funny,
I'm
bro.
sure Bret wouldn't have liked working with Vader either.
um. So okay. Did Bobby say this? Hogan, if not an inspiration to everyone, he is for bald men. Or is that just something that I wrote? I don't know. I'm getting mixed up with some of my notes here. Um, Vader was on the top rope at one stage.
Oh yeah, I had this in my notes. I forgot. Yeah,
Was he trying to do a shooting star press?
I thought he was just doing a back splash, like he landed on the back on Hogan, but it looked really awkward, didn't it? Like he looked like he hurt himself when he did it. I was like, what the fuck happened here?
I'm just okay. Vader said in a tweet. Yes, I was going for the shooting star press. Hogan was supposed to be in much closer and roll inward.
Shooting star press? You shitting me?
Dude, he couldn't fucking he couldn't get the rotation on that. He
Has
was
he
in over his head on that shit.
has he ever done that?
No.
I'm sure as to hell that Hogan would not have known he was going to do that. I'm gonna do a shooting star press. I've never done one before and land on top of you.
There's no
No
way
fucking
Hogan would have rolled. No, he's not rolling inward. He's gonna fucking
Hogan's not doing that. That's not working for him, brother.
Vader did attempt a shooting star press, but it resulted in injury. Um,
Oh,
After the attempt was unsuccessful, it caused a shoulder injury that required surgery and hampered the start of his WWF run.
um,
Um, wow, okay.
maybe that's also why that he didn't wrestle in that Korean pay-per-view because this kind of ended like that was what was going to happen with him and Flair.
Oh my God. Yeah, he just decided he was going to debut the shooting star press in an effort to take attention off of losing to Hogan.
Oh man,
Not the right time, bro. If you've
no,
never done it before as well, fuck's sake. Anyway, I don't have much else to add. I thought it was like a nice little main event match. But one thing I do want to point out, the whole cup, the whole cup really is fucking bullshit, isn't it? Like, I get to no sell your finish. I get to like kick out at one and immediately go into my comeback, and 9 times out of 10 he hit the boot, leg drop, it was over. Like, surely, like, gosh, people must have back then when he first started doing it must have been like, this is a bit of bullshit, he's no selling my finish. Like, I know he's the champ, but I think it's not really fair. Like,
yeah.
I get to have this as my finisher, I get to kick out of your finisher and then win within the next 15 seconds. Fuck me. Anyway, Hogan won in 13 minutes and 13 seconds. We get to the pay-per-view credits, and that is Bash at the Beach 1995. Did you have anything else to say about the pay-per-view before we get to your rating out of 10, Kev?
Uh no, it was just very enjoyable for me. I thought most of the matches all had a storyline or
Mm-hmm.
saw some sort of angle or story, which was helpful for us watching it to be able to talk about it because it's not cold and it's got something, there's some substance there, especially
Mm-hmm.
the DDP stuff. That was wow. But yeah, this is really interesting to watch this period of time in WCW. It's they're trying, you know.
Yeah.
Bischoff's trying. He's trying to get the mainstream involved. We got Rodman. Oh, I was
Yeah.
actually going to ask. I was going to ask you, what team does Rodman play for here?
Did he mention something about like Gene said that he saw him last at the Detroit airport, and Rodman said that he wasn't you won't see him at the Detroit airport ever again.
Yeah.
So had
Well,
he left? Who did he go to after the Pistons?
so uh, what month is this in 95?
July.
So he goes to the Bulls in October of 95, but
Oh, of course.
he was at the San Antonio Spurs at this point.
Oh, he was only there for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was getting
And
ejected all
and
the fucking time.
do you know what player he got traded for from the Bulls?
That went to the Spurs.
Yep.
Fuck. No, I couldn't even think.
Will Pardew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Spurs got fucked on that one,
Yeah.
but Rodman was really badly behaved at the time, wasn't he? Kept getting ejected and stuff. They probably just wanted to get rid of him. But
Yeah.
gee, Will Perdue,
I mean, and then his
nothing
career got,
against him.
and then his career, as you know, speaks for itself for the Bulls. Goes down as an absolute legend, winning a couple of
Fuck,
titles.
he's amazing.
But I think it was the man coaching from Phil Jackson that sort of
Yeah.
allowed that.
Well, I
So
think Phil Jackson kind of like was a father kind of figure to
yeah,
Dennis. So
and it's so funny watching that the Last Dance where he would allow him to go to Vegas and do whatever he
and
needed
he
to do.
didn't
Just
sleep
make
for
sure you can skip this practice, but you're going to be here for this one. He's like, yeah, cool, I'll be there. You know, he knew how to handle him. Like, you know,
fuck.
that's great. That's just
Rodman was crazy, dude. Like he
yeah.
didn't sleep the whole time, flew back and was at practice, and it's just like fuck, man. I don't know how you do it. Anyway, let's get away from Bash of the Beach 95 here and Dennis Rodman and all that. And let's get to your rating out of 10 here, Big Kev.
Man, uh, And I'm going to give this an 8.5.
Are you kidding me?
I really enjoyed it.
You're
Not for the wrestling. The wrestling was nothing, but just the spectacle, the enjoyment, the backstage interviews. I enjoy this probably. I think I enjoy this more than any pay-per-view we've watched.
really, because I was going to say
Yeah.
you gave Halloween Havoc 1996 an 8 out of 10, and this got an 8.5. That's
This
amazing.
is to me. This is more enjoyable, and the card of Halloween Havoc was more stacked. But I just found myself enjoying it a lot. There was a lot of hidden
It was fun.
nuggets in this. I really enjoyed it a lot.
That's what I think I like too. I like the little hidden nuggets in this. The random shit.
What did you think?
I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I
Okay.
really did enjoy it, but like for me, 7.5 is kind of like it was a good show. It was an enjoyable show. When it gets higher than that, it's like, oh, it was a great show. It was fantastic. It was amazing. But anyway, that's just my rating. And how I do my ratings. Like some people do star ratings. I do it like that. But anyway, who was your favorite performer on the show, Kev?
Oh, right. This is tough.
Actually, I haven't even thought about it. My
No.
favorite was.
I'm going to give a joint to Tony and Bobby. That I think the whole show they were like very entertaining, and their commentary is like I actually listen to their commentary because it makes me laugh. Whereas yeah, as modern wrestling, I don't even know it. I don't even pay attention. It's like I'm zoning out from what they're saying. So the
Yeah,
yeah, I thought Tony and Bobby were very funny. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that as well, bro. Like, I thought the commentary team were like my favorite part of the show, in comparison to everything else. Um, so you've given it an 8.5. I've given it a 7.5. Wait till we get to the IMDb and CageMatch.net ratings here.
I think they're
Okay,
gonna shoot. I think they're gonna shoot on it. To be honest with you.
89 votes on IMDb, 5.3 out of 10.
Get the fuck out of here. You're all boring. You don't know what you're talking about.
Get this though, bro. CageMatch.net, right? The mutants.
4.5.
47 votes, 3.52 out of 10.
Ah, who
Yeah,
cares? Who cares what they think?
well, you know who we should care about and what they think? Dave Meltzer and his ratings for the matches here.
Should we?
This is so funny. I just
This,
want to...
this is a good one, is it?
Yeah,
I felt like we haven't had a real like great Dave Meltzer segment in a while. They've been okay, but this I'm looking forward to this. Here we go.
All right. Well, his ratings here: Sting and Meng, 2 stars.
Rough.
Renegade versus Orndorff, a dud.
Yeah, okay.
Kamala versus Jim Duggan,
Oh, he's not. This is bad.
-1/4 star. -1/4. Not even one. That's just a quarter. DDP Dave Sullivan, half a star.
Jesus.
The tag title match, -0.5 star. Savage and Flair, 2 3/4 stars. Hogan and Vader, 2.5 stars.
So this whole pay-per-view didn't even have 1/3.
Nah,
Like
hating this WCW.
I'm basing my 8.5 off the entertainment value of this pay-per-view. It's nothing to do with the matches. I know the matches weren't like I can't even pick a match that was just say the last pay-per-view watched was the Halloween Havoc 1996. The Outsiders and Harlem Heat match was excellent. I thought that was brilliant. There was none of that in this pay-per-view, but I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish.
Good.
And that's got
That's
nothing to do with the matches
That's
for
what
me.
it's about, though. Like, I'm sorry, and I know people hate hearing things like this, but the wrestling is the least important part about wrestling. It's about the characters, the stories, the angles, the heat. Yes,
And I'm enjoying this pay-per-view for what it was. I don't know the build-ups. I haven't watched any of the
Well, I didn't know
shows,
anything either.
but the vignettes and all the other stuff made me understand what was going on. I could follow the storylines just purely from what they've presented to me on the show. So
Everything had a hype package. Everything.
yeah, it was done. I thought it was really good.
All right. Would you like to hear what Dave Meltzer had to say?
I guess so.
That's right, it's time to find out what did Dave Meltzer say.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'd have to give that 5 stars.
Rumor has it that Mabel is going to be the third guy.
Okay, this is just a little bit. Yeah, actually, I've got a few paragraphs here. So Kevin Sullivan apparently officially replaced Ric Flair as head booker of WCW the prior week, or 2 weeks prior, stemming from issues between Flair and Bischoff, who had disagreements over the booking of Hulk Hogan's storylines. Bischoff also wanted Flair to move to Atlanta and work 40-hour weeks in the office. 40-hour weeks when he's supposed to be wrestling house shows and on the road for, I don't know. And Flair wasn't willing to do that. Anyway, Flair will still remain with the company as under contract till 97. As for Sullivan being the booker now, it's really irrelevant because Hogan and Jimmy Hart still hold all the power, so Sullivan's job is mostly just to book the undercard and do whatever he can to keep Hogan happy.
Jimmy Hart's got the control now? Come on.
I know Jimmy Hart used to book WCW Saturday Night like in 99, you know? But I don't know. Meltzer just doesn't like Hogan.
Yeah.
So he said this before the pay-per-view. Bash of the Beach is expected to draw between 10,000 and 20,000 people, although WCW's promoter is quoted in a local paper saying they expect up to 50,000 people. The show is free and takes place outside on the beach, and on a good day with good weather, there's usually about 40,000 people on the beach. Well, there was 9,500 people there. Mike Tenay and Lee Marshall both got tryouts to be WCW announcers this week, and both did well. So
hang on a sec. What didn't we watch the?
I think Tenay worked. Didn't Tenay work? In a different kind of spot within.
Yeah, because we seen him in the '94 Bash.
Yeah,
and I was like, whoa! I didn't really realize he was there at that point.
Yeah, he must be just doing a try. He must have just done a tryout to try and become an announcer as opposed to working with. I think he's doing WCW.com, right? Or whatever, WCWWrestling.com. Speaking of WCW's Monday night show, rumor is the first taping might take place from the Paramount Theater in Madison Square Garden, which didn't happen. No. It was at the Mall of America. Yeah. Okay, so this is again. This guy he's doing a recap of what was written in the Observer, right? So Bash at the Beach took place, and Dave Meltzer was there. Since it was outdoors on the beach, there were no bleacher seats. Most fans beyond the first few rows couldn't see much, and Dave said it was one of the worst live experiences he's ever had at a wrestling show.
All those hot chicks there, and that's the worst experience you've ever had in your life.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Oh, gosh. He said, on pay-per-view, the announcers repeatedly referred to hundreds of thousands of people being in attendance. I don't remember them saying that. No. Anyway, the real number was 9,000. Other notes from the show: a woman took her top off at ringside during the DDP Dave Sullivan match, which made the crowd pop, and then they booed when she was taken away. Did you notice anything like that going on?
So this even makes it worse for Dave, because he's saying this is one of the worst experiences. And now he's telling us he saw there was some live booby on TV, like when he's seen in the flesh, and this is the worst experience of his life. Come on, man.
Hogan beat Vader in a cage match by climbing out, which means Vader managed to get through an entire months-long feud without Hogan ever eating a pinfall. Afterwards, Vader seemingly turned face against Flair. Everything else mostly sucked. Ultimate Warrior was also backstage at the pay-per-view discussing ideas for a 1996 feud with Hogan. But given that WWF owns the Warrior name and likeness, Dave thinks it's unlikely to happen unless he legally changes his name to Warrior or something. Okay, well, that's what the
Warrior's backstage.
I don't think Warrior was backstage. Why would he go to the fucking show at the beach to talk turkey?
That just seems so stupid.
And why would he feud with Hogan in discussing ideas for a 1996 feud with Hogan? So it was for the next year. So what? Whatever. I love this. I really love this. WCW's Monday night show will be called Wrestling Nitro or something like that. Wrestling Nitro. Come on, that's so shit. The first episode on the 4th of September is scheduled to be taped in Miami. Nope. It was Mall America. Word is the budget for the show was apparently only about a third of what Eric Bischoff was expecting and hoping for. WCW has been claiming Renegade was trained by Killer Kowalski. However, Kowalski has been denying ever having any knowledge of Renegade. Dave doesn't blame him, given how horrible Renegade is. Don't need to say he's horrible. Just say he's green and needs more training. Be nice.
Horrible, like, yeah.
So mean. Hulk Hogan is reportedly pushing WCW to bring back El Gigante, as if things aren't bad enough, Dave says. So
he does go in WCW, doesn't he? At some point,
I think he was there before he went to WWF and wrestled Undertaker at WrestleMania 9, but I don't think he ever went back to WCW.
Yeah, right.
Hogan probably just want another monster to chop down. Anyway, Big Kev, that comes to the end of what Dave Meltzer had to say, and the end here of the second episode of WCW Flashback here, excuse me, in conjunction with the nWBros podcast. I had lots of fun here, Kev. Any final thoughts? And after that, let everyone know where they can find you.
Final thoughts is fuck the haters. Look past the matches. Just watch just be entertained by it. It was a very entertaining show. I don't care what Dave Meltzer says. There's women taking their tops off. There was Dennis Rodman there. There was these hot Baywatch girls there.
Yeah.
There was the matches. The feuds were entertaining. It was entertaining backstage stuff. Man, if that was the worst experience in his life, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I had fun. I really enjoyed this pay-per-view. It was something else. You can catch me, Kevin Curran Music, on pretty much everything, and except for X, which is Hailmary Kev, and my band. If you want to check my music, it is Hailmary Band on everything except Facebook, which is Hailmary Band page, and that's it for me.
Very good. And please check out Hailmary. Very, very cool hard rock music. You can find me on X at Karlifornia NWO. Actually, if I'm on anything, Karlifornia NWO. But also, you can find the nWBros podcast on pretty much every platform at nWBros podcast. But on Twitch, we are nWBros pod, and I'm going to start trying to do some live stuff on Twitch starting this weekend. So please check that out if you wish. Thank you very much, Big Kev. I've had a great time.
Yeah, I had a good laugh. I've always got a good laugh watching some of this stuff, man. It's excellent.
It's fantastic. Thank all of you out there for joining us here for our journey back in time when we did a flashback to Bash at the Beach 1995, California. Big Kev, we will see you down the road. Thank you.